Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin.
Oh, right. I mean, just as it changed.
What happened?
It was.
To the Goin Batty live.
Hey, Lone Star Living.
Hi, Lone Star. How are you, man? We're very glad you're with us. We are going to have a lot of fun tonight. We have a lot of fun things to talk about. I'm just going to do something real quick to get us up and running.
I'm going to try really hard not to put anyone in timeout tonight.
Hey, that's good. Don't hit random things. That's important. Last week, Heather hit Goose's Landing.
I put him in timeout for
Put him in timeout.
For like 5 minutes, which I totally did not mean to do. That was my bad.
That was your bad. You're just hitting random stuff, and I'm spilling food everywhere.
There's this little strip right here.
Can't lean back, gotta lean forward.
Gotta
that
lean
way
forward,
we're not in the bad zone. Not in the bad place. Hi, PNC Aikenson. Did we say that together?
Yeah, kinda. Hi, guys.
How are you? Hey, Danny69, how are you? We've got some things to talk about as everybody comes on. We thought that a fun welcome as everyone comes on might be for you to list and for us to talk about our favorite things. Now, here are the categories. The categories are tech, tools, kitchen, camping, hunting, and homesteading. What are some of your favorite things? We have a section of our show every week where we talk about what our favorite things are. And we thought we would turn the tables on you and give you an opportunity to tell us what your favorite things are. I know for me, one of my favorite things is I'm sorry, I'm losing my brain. Some of my favorite things are the little gadgets that come along, the little thingamabobs, like the multi-tools. So Heather's got some favorite things that happen in her Goin Batty kitchen, and so we thought, what are some of your favorite things in those categories? So PNC Aikenson, hi from Long Island tonight. That's awesome.
Yep.
What would be some of your favorite things in hunting or kitchen?
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite things, my love?
Okay, so I don't hunt, so sorry, but I would say that
you do garden.
Big favorite things like in the kitchen is my KitchenAid mixer.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be doing massive amounts of cooking, baking, stuff like that, I would suggest saving up and getting you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a KitchenAid, but a stand mixer, a well-made stand mixer. The other one too is I absolutely love my Ninja blender and food processor combo. Not the one where it's got the little motor on the top, but it actually has a base. And the brand that the model that mine is, they don't make it anymore, but they make something similar to it. And I actually think it has a bigger food processor bowl than mine does, which mine's huge. Mine's like a 64-ounce food processor bowl. That's pretty big.
PNC, I think this is Pat. You know why?
Right.
He says, taking new hunters out to harvest first deer. That's me and you this fall. I don't know how we're going to do it. Either I'm coming to Oklahoma or you're coming up to Dayton. Or I'm not sure what we're going to do. But I feel a hunting experience.
I think you should come here because our deer are pretty big here.
I don't want to make that promise. What if our deer are like this big?
Yeah, if we have like...
Hey, we're going to listen, you're going to come up and you're going to get this massive elephant-sized deer, and all he gets is this.
True.
I'll be the laughing stock of Oklahoma.
I mean, and they may be bigger in Oklahoma, but I do remember my cousin's husband in Texas saying that deer there are a lot smaller in Texas than they are here.
How about this as a goal for me hunting? I not trip and scare away all the deer. That would be goal number one.
So what are some of my
other favorite things?
My meat smasher. My little like crisscross thing that breaks the meat up. That's really good.
Yep.
My cast iron. I love it.
And you've gotten some new.
Yeah, and we showed that last week. A guy that Kevin worked with, he was downsizing, and he gave me some of his cast iron. And I mean, I have one that it's, newer cast iron, when you look at it, because of the way it's made, it's not nearly as smooth as some of your old cast iron is. And like, I have one pan in there that, I mean, it's almost like glass on the bottom. It's so smooth and it's been seasoned so well, you missed your mouth.
I totally missed my mouth.
Let's see, what else in the kitchen? I think that's probably it. Like a good like wooden spoons.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I have those copper pans.
Can I see some of my favorite things in your kitchen?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't cook very often, but I love to make omelets.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm always using those gold pans that Sharon gave us.
Yeah. Hi Cheryl, she's from Wisconsin.
Hi Cheryl, how are you?
Yep.
So we're talking about what are our favorite things. You guys need to comment on what are some of your favorite gadgets or favorite things that you might enjoy under the categories of tech, tools, kitchen, camping, hunting, or homesteading. What are some of your favorite things? We always have a section of our show where we talk about favorite things. Well, we're flipping it on the end and we're asking for your input. What are some of the things you got? Okay, so Virginia says I got two cast iron saucepans.
So here's my question for you, Virginia, because I've heard, like, for me, saucepans, I made a lot of like tomato sauces and stuff like that, and I've heard that with cast iron you're not supposed to put real acidic things in it for a long period of time. So like if you're cooking a tomato sauce like all day long or chili, I've been told that you're not supposed to do that in cast iron.
That's
now
bad.
That may be an old wives' tale, and that may not be true. So if you guys know otherwise, but I have a smaller saucepan that just because of the size of our family, I've never used it because it's so small. But
It's
yeah,
SML.
but that one will be good for camping. Though,
That one would be good for gravies.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna go camping and you wanted to make a soup.
Hi, Hoffman Family Homestead.
Hoffman Family Homestead, how are you? So, what are some of your favorite things? I have to go back to the kitchen for just a second. There's the must-have tools that I use to make my omelets. I use those gold pans. Mm-hmm. I use the rubber spatulas.
Copper pans. And
copper pans, yeah.
They're silicone spatulas that they're kind of where they can go up to like 500 and some degrees and not melt. Those are the spatulas that
Virginia says she doesn't do sauces in cast iron, maybe a gravy.
Yeah. I would think soups. You could do soups and stews.
Oh, I'm thinking sausage gravy.
Oh, yeah, that would be really good. Anyway, so what else?
So you've got those tools. You need to have a good lid because I always steam my vegetables. I never make them mushy. Remember, no mushy vegetables. When you cook your vegetables, make sure they have a little bit of crunch still left in them. Do not cook them till they're mushy. Am I right?
Right.
All right.
I don't like mushy vegetables.
No mushy vegetables.
Some people like mushy vegetables, but I don't like
that. Is not how the Goin Batty clan rolls. So you do not want to see that. But then I always have to have a. Well, that's really much. I mean, that's pretty much it. I have a good bowl to stir up the eggs in. Mm-hmm. I have sausage or meat of choice. It could be ham. Sometimes I do ham. And it's just been, those are kind of my essentials. I also love her Ninja blender too, because it helps me make salsa.
Not chunky. He does not like chunky salsa.
I don't like chunky anything.
He doesn't like chunks of tomatoes in anything.
I don't. I know that's weird. I don't care if it's weird. It's just my thing. Everybody has their thing. That's mine.
Yeah. Hey, Tim.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Virginia said yes on the sausage gravy.
Awesome. Very cool. So camping for me, I have to go back to flint and steel. That is one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life, starting a fire from flint and steel. Mm-hmm. I love doing that. I love knowing that I can do that. I love knowing that I have the ability and talent to do that. It definitely takes a little bit of skill. And so it's a lot of fun for me to have flint and steel. For camping, I would also have to go back to her cast iron. And then there's this little portable propane stove that we have.
The sandwich maker.
Oh, the sandwich maker's the bomb.
We do pizzas in it. So we'll take biscuit dough.
Hi, Alicia.
And we'll we use the Living on a Dime's their biscuit mix that they have. And so we'll take that with us. So all we have to really do is add water. And we'll make biscuits and kind of pat it in there. And then we'll put pizza sauce and pepperoni and cheese in it, and then close them up.
Yep.
And we'll make little mini pizzas in it. So it's super yummy.
That's right. Did you know that we're on Twitter right now? And if you want to, you can go to you can go to Twitter and you can hashtag or say your favorite things and hashtag Goin Batty. That would add to the conversation that we're having right now, just so you know. Anyway, what are some?
I hurt myself.
You did. Show them your burn. Get up there close.
You can see that. See my fingers
put
there?
it towards the camera.
See? There.
The lens.
Right
it's
there.
right there.
Right there.
See right there.
See where it's all red?
Right
Don't
there.
touch it. Don't touch it.
I won't touch it, but it's right there.
I accidentally touched the side of the oven pulling the bread out today.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
That's
so
not
my
special
other
or
favorite
fun.
thing to take camping is Kevin, because when we go camping, I don't usually have to cook.
Nope.
Because he likes to cook over open fire.
I do.
So, and I do not.
Those pie makers are genius, but we
Yeah.
also do hobo packs.
Hobo packs.
And I don't always like to cook over an open flame. When it's a hot day, I much rather do it in wintertime.
Yeah.
I like
fall,
camping
winter.
in the winter
Yeah.
where there's no bugs. It could be like in the fall. It could be. I'm going to tell you guys
Hi,
this.
Roxanne.
I want you guys to know. There's a reason why we love Ohio. We love the 4 seasons. And what I mean is we love winter, we love fall, we love spring, and we love summer. And
Summer I could take or leave.
Just about as when they're done, we're ready for them to go away.
Yeah.
And we're on the precipice of not being hot in summer. That's very important. We're on the precipice of getting ready for the fall. We've got things that we've got to do to our garden to get it ready for the fall.
Virginia just told me put tea tree oil on that burn and it'll help. I think I have some of that in the
You
bathroom.
do. Go grab it.
I will.
She'll be right back, folks, and I'm gonna.
Because that does kind of hurt.
I'm gonna chew your ear about some other favorite things that I have in camping. There's a couple of different things. You got to have enough tables when you go camping. You got to have enough chairs when you go camping. So right now, what we're doing is we're sharing our favorite things. And we want you guys to share favorite things and be a part of the conversation on our live stream. We want to hear from you guys what some of your favorite things are, and you know, under what category. So we have some categories kind of thought out. Marshmallow roasting for camping. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a staple with our kids, Tim. They love it. Tina says, I love fall time. Can't wait for sweatshirt and blue jean weather. I'm with you on that. I like sweatshirt and blue jean weather because it makes me bundle up and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
All right, so here about 3 days ago. Now, Virginia, I'm gonna put it on a cotton ball and just put it on here just straight as it is. I don't have to dilute it. Just let me know.
Amy T.
Here. What was it, 3 days ago? It was like 74 degrees, 72 degrees, something like that. So we have like just weird weather in Ohio because it's almost 90 today.
Yep.
So short weather for us usually starts at about, I don't know, 58 degrees. And hoodie weather is, once it gets down to like, I don't know, 50, 49, 50, that's more hoodie weather. So, you know.
And it never stays there. It's always on its way down to something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do need a nice sized trailer to go camping. I would love to go trailer camping. We're just not there yet.
Do you know who got a new trailer?
Who got? Oh, Two Family Homestead.
Congratulations to them on their new arrival, because that sucker is sweet.
That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And Phil too. Phil, he's one of our regular YouTube part of the Goin Batty community.
Oh, Phil,
XTR,
great ice cream, Phil.
Yes. And he's got a really awesome.
Don't dilute it, just put it on. Okay, thank you. That's what I'm doing.
There you go.
Virginia's always a wealth of information about stuff.
I agree with that. So, that's very cool.
Essential oils and things like that. She always has a lot of information on that.
Hey, you know what's funny about roasting marshmallows? One of my first experiences with my wife was her in her apartment. Oh. She lit a candle and started roasting a marshmallow over it in the apartment. I thought it was awesome.
It was one of those big candles too that has like 4 wicks on it.
It's your apartment.
You know what I learned though? Plain candles that are unscented are fine. Vanilla candles, those are fine. Do not roast a marshmallow over a flower scented candle. That's gross.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, that was super gross. What are you doing? Oh, okay. So for me, tools. I think like when it comes to gardening, that's the tea tree oil, honey.
It smells weird.
Yeah. The tools, like, okay, I like my tomatoes are now probably, what would you say, nearly 5.5 feet tall.
They're huge.
They're huge. These
They're
little,
the size of one of your ants.
but they're short people.
Yeah.
So these, little dinky tomato cages, they will not contain my tomatoes. So
Nope.
I have gotten some from Rural King, and they're pretty sturdy. But the tomato cages I like the best are actually the ones that actually look inverted, that they get smaller as they go up, because those seem to hold my tomatoes up better, and they're not nearly as wobbly because the base is bigger. Those are my tomato cages. So when it comes to, I guess, homesteady stuff, you're right. That does make that feel much better. So anyway.
Let's see. I did it on the gas burner. It works as long as you don't overdo it or it tastes gassy. Yeah, that's not fun. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Alicia.
But I think for me, for tech, because I'm not super tech savvy, I really like my Chromebook that we have.
We have 2 Chromebooks.
That's really useful. The Chromebooks tend to get less viruses and less all that kind of stuff. And YouTube. Like if I don't know how to do something, I can look it up on YouTube, and I can usually figure out how to do it. So
Hi, Adeline. How are you?
So
for tech, for me, I've got this new little computer that I got. You see, I had to get a new computer, and so I got this little Acer Chromebook, and it does everything I need it to. We do everything online. I mean, we save everything on
Google Docs,
Google Docs,
Drive,
Dropbox, all of that stuff. And so this is just enough computer for me to get done what I need to get done online. And it's a great little computer.
Okay, that's amazing. Because
really?
the burning has gone.
It
like
stinks
that stingy.
horrible.
I don't like here, stir that way. I don't care for the smell of tea tree oil, but I tell you what, it makes that made it feel much, much better. So, thank you, Virginia.
I think, let's see, is that homemade iced tea in a mason jar? No, it's not. We are indulging ourselves tonight. We have both done a good job, and we're having Pepsis.
Yeah.
One Diet Pepsi and one regular Pepsi.
I haven't had one probably since I had one that my mom bought me on the way to Texas.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it.
Here's the thing about Chromebooks. Chromebooks are very inexpensive, and they are very obtainable. When you think about buying a computer, you're thinking about months of saving, because they can go anywhere from $700 up to $2,000 if you get a Mac. And for us, we don't have that kind of dough. No, we don't have that kind of money. So what we did is we looked at on Amazon and found a really good rated. It had great reviews, and we just went and we saved up a couple of paychecks and got enough money to put together for a Chromebook.
But you did that, and
for yours, I was talking about.
Oh, for mine, but for his,
yeah,
he did it on, was it Amazon Days or whatever it was?
Well, I did it on Amazon Days, and I already had the gift card. So someone had given me a gift card for $100, and so I used that plus the discount that I got from the days, and this actually only cost me $50 out of pocket.
Nice. So if you're an Amazon shopper,
yes,
wait for those kind of deals to come along. I know that another time when you can get really great deals on Amazon is Black Friday too, or Cyber Monday or whatever it is.
Yep.
But look for things like that when you have to buy something expensive like a Chromebook or a mixer or a blender or whatever.
Yep.
Wait until. Because a lot of times, especially, I mean, you can get a pretty good deal at the store if you're willing to fight the crowd, but a lot of times it's just easier to buy online.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I have to tell you, they
see
gotta
you
go.
later, PNC.
See you later.
They got
no
church
problem.
tonight, so.
Oh, have fun. They are awesome, and I think they work really well, and there's not a whole lot that I haven't been able to do on this thing. I don't do a lot of printing off of it, so I haven't tried that.
You can.
But I can.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
For the kids' school, I do it. Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good tool that's inexpensive. I think it works really well.
All right. So Rosalie said, my son watched YouTube to fix our dryer when he was 13. He's now 19, and the dryer is still working.
Oh,
now,
nice.
I went on YouTube to figure out how to fix my mom's dishwasher, and I got it all taken apart and everything, but the thing was that there was actually a piece that was broken down inside. So, because her dishwasher wasn't getting the dishes clean, and so sometimes gunk can get down in the bottom.
Yep.
But she actually had something that was broken in it, so I couldn't fix it. But now I know if I have a dishwasher, I know how to fix the problem if your dishes get all gunky.
Yep. There you go.
Yep.
So those are some of our favorite things in all of those different categories. I hope you guys will continue the conversation on the live stream as we move on into discussion about a couple of other things. One of the things that I have just been totally entertained by is just some of the different meat that we eat. I know, entertainment. Hi, do you need anything? She's kind of staring at me,
She's
freaking
staring
me
at
out.
I'm debating on what to do because I want
Get
to
your
get the
tea
sugar
out of
that's
that, yeah.
behind you. But
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
get what you need.
Yeah.
We keep some of our stuff in here, and she was just being polite about
Yeah.
not getting in there and getting
But
in
she
our way.
was just kind of
creepy
standing there
about it,
staring at us.
She was kind of stalking us. I'm like,
Yeah.
No. But the meat that we eat and the great dishes that we've made with it, I just thought was worth bearing discussion.
Yeah.
And we'll start with some of the camping meals that we've had because we've had some really good food camping. And we don't do crazy expensive. We don't do out of the whack stuff. We do use Thrive, but we don't just exclusively use Thrive. Like for hobo packs,
Yeah.
I love hobo packs. I'm stuck on that tonight. I don't know why.
The hobo packs are.
There's a couple of different meats you can use in that, and they're amazing.
Yeah, usually it's peppers, onions, and potatoes, and you take aluminum foil and you kind of make a pack out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can put like smoked sausage, you could put a regular sausage in it, you could put chunks of chicken in it
Yep.
if you wanted. And then you just put it, you can either put it like
Me too.
in the coals or like kind of move the coals out and then put the coals kind of around it. Or you can just put it on a grate over top of the grill and do it that way. But yeah, our kids love hobo packs.
Oh yeah.
And then you put like some like salt and pepper and garlic and like maybe some oregano on it or something, and it's really good.
Yeah, we do use a lot of Thrive, and for camping applications as well. It's so easy. All you do is add water, and it's easy to cook with, and easy, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Virginia said that her favorite tools are her crochet hooks and her knitting needles. Yes, I would
Awesome.
agree with that.
that's very cool.
I'm with you. I
So
don't question.
for hobo packs, you can add chicken, or you can do steak,
Yeah.
or you could do like kielbasa.
Yeah.
You could do like Polish sausage or regular sausage. You could do breakfast sausage if you wanted to. I mean, there's just no limit.
Yeah.
There really is no limit.
So, Amy T is asking, is a hobo pack like a camp meal?
It is.
So, I mean, I'm not sure what. We just call them hobo.
Here's
packs.
what
you take aluminum foil and you
Well,
make almost like a boat.
Yeah,
out
you
of
take
it.
a piece of aluminum foil about that big,
Yeah.
and you put all the ingredients in the middle, and then you fold it up so that nothing leaks out, and you slap it right on top of hot coals in your campfire.
Yeah.
And you let it sit there for about
I would say check it at 15 minutes.
15 minutes or
Yeah.
20.
But it steams the vegetables and then
Yep.
it'll cook.
But
the
not
meat
too much because we
Yeah.
don't like mushy
Yeah.
vegetables.
Except for potatoes. You want squishy potatoes.
But they are always squishy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we've never, and we put a little butter in ours.
Yeah.
We put like a pat of butter in ours. And
Can I do a video on that on hobo packs?
Can you do? Oh, we can do a video
totally.
on hobo
We
packs.
needed
Sure.
when it cool. Okay, again.
All right, I'll make a note.
So when it cools down here, and after I think probably after school starts, maybe in the fall, we'll probably go camping, and we'll do some videos. Like we were supposed to do videos the last time we went camping, but it just didn't turn out right. We just had issues.
It rained.
So, but yeah, we can do that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can do that.
yeah. That's super easy.
Well, that'd be super fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun too.
Yeah. So hobo packs are just have, but other dishes that
I'm
we've
just amazed
made.
at that. It doesn't hurt at all. Anyway, so okay, so thanks
Earlier.
to Virginia.
Thank you, Virginia.
If you get a burn, if you burn yourself, like if you can see that, I burnt myself. She told me that you put tea tree oil on it. Don't dilute it. I just put mine on a cotton ball and just kind of dabbed it. It doesn't hurt anymore. You know how it has that stingy feeling, like
Yeah.
after, I mean, this has been a while. Like I burned it probably about 2 hours ago, but it has that like where you bump up against stuff and it really
It hurts.
hurts.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt at all anymore. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Well, thank you, Rosalie. She said that she loves my cooking videos. I'm
And-
trying to
oh.
get
Don't forget she has a cookbook too.
Oh yeah, that's right. People have been asking for a cookbook, and
We
I
have a mini
totally
one.
forgot. We have
Small.
a mini one. It has like 10 recipes
Yep.
that like of my favorite ones that we've kind of gathered up, and I don't know if we'll do more of them, but
GoinBattyStore.com.
yeah, it's an ebook, a little mini ebook, so that's there.
It basically is a PDF
Yeah.
that you can download.
So I'm gonna be like I just put up the jam, which here I'm actually technically.
Can
not
I say
supposed
this
to-
real quick?
Yeah.
If you're interested in Heather's mini PDF cookbook, go to the www.goinbattystore.com, click on Goin Batty Kitchen, click on that, and then it'll come up alongside your favorite, what's that thing called? The thing where you knead bread?
My rolling pin.
Her favorite kind of rolling pin. And we're going to start building some kitchen items that you guys can get on the Goin Batty store. So anyway, we'll get to that. We're talking about your favorite dishes.
She needs to come eat that fly.
Great dishes and beef. Some of the best dishes that we've had around beef are hamburgers. I mean, we've had a lot. Meatballs.
The beef and broccoli that I make, the stir-fried beef and broccoli.
That is so good. Your beef stroganoff recipe.
Yeah.
One of the biggest videos, one of the most watched videos on...
How much is the book? I think it's
like $8.
Is it $8?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We might put it on special too. Keep an eye out. We had a beef stroganoff video that is like in the thousands of views. And it's about...
Which is big for us.
That's a big deal for us. I mean... We're a little channel. Yeah. We got a little game.
It's funny because what is it? The one that is the most viewed is one that
is your crocheting.
Is my crocheting one where I made the ear warmer.
Yep.
Oh, that reminds me. Crocheting. Hold on. I'll be right back. You keep talking. But
she caught me mid-drink with that.
Sorry.
So. But yeah, I mean, some of our favorite beef meats. We use for that particular one. We use Thrive. Beef, diced beef, but we've gotten some great hamburger from our butcher, and we love our butcher. And Stephanie, if you're watching, shout out to East Dayton Meat and Poultry. I mean, just a great place. My husband watched your jam video with me. He now says I need to make some. I have mulberries in the freezer, and my tree is still giving more.
Oh, wow.
Rosalie, here we go. You got it.
Rock on.
My favorite meal lately is meatloaf and mashed potatoes with brown gravy. Wow, that sounds really good to me,
Rosalie,
too.
I will tell you that mulberries have a whole lot of seeds in it. And like if you saw me, I had that food mill that was hand cranked that attached to the table. Now, you don't need one that big. You can actually find them where it looks like a pot and it has like a sieve in the bottom and it has a crank on the top. So that way you can get... It won't get all of the seeds out, but it'll get most of them out. But mulberries are super seedy.
So Tim has a question. He
Yes.
said, can you make beef stroganoff with ground beef?
Yes, and I have before. You don't have to have, and see, that's my thing. We don't have expensive cuts of meat usually.
No, we don't. We can't do that.
It's just, an expensive cut of meat is going to be for like, Kevin's birthday. I'm going to get him a ribeye steak or something.
That's good to know.
But yeah. I always, a lot of times when it calls for like stew meat, even stew, my kids don't particularly care for stew meat because they say it's kind of chewy and can be kind of stringy sometimes. You have to really cook it for a long period of time. And so we just use hamburger.
Yeah.
We just use ground beef. You could use deer meat in it.
But you've done some corned beef that's off the charts.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
There's been some amazing corned beef cooked in this kitchen.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I think it's awesome. And I've eaten a whole corned beef by myself.
Yeah.
And it made the kids terribly mad.
I made it so that we could have it for sandwiches, and I put it in a container in the refrigerator, and the kids and I went out to do something, and I came back, and it was for our dinner that night, and I'm like, where did all the corned beef go? And like, he ate the whole thing.
Yep,
So,
I sure did.
like, dude, you're not supposed to do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
But anyway, pork. Let's talk about pork for a second. I love a pork chop. I do. I don't like pork chops cooked till they're dead, like dry, like a frisbee
And that's
or
the only way my
hockey
family
puck.
ever made them. Like, they
That's
would bread
not
them
how
and
you
fry
cook
them,
it.
and they were usually pretty thin too. So, but it was always, when I was a kid, it was like, you could get a like a parasite from eating pork that wasn't cooked all the way. So they cooked the life out of it. Now my grandmother made a pork roast in a pressure cooker. Oh my gosh, that was good. That was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
The pork, the way that I like it cooked, when it's a thicker cut, you can cook it just to the point where just right at pink, you know what I mean, and right past pink, you know what I'm saying.
Pork chops and applesauce rule. I've never made pork chops with applesauce ever.
Well, you don't make it together; you have it served on the same plate.
I thought maybe like you cooked the pork.
No, it's a line from Brady Bunch.
Oh,
Peter
okay.
was going pork chops and applesauce.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. And so here's the thing.
What?
Pork is done well when it's cooked slow. You don't cook it. Yeah, that fly's driving me crazy.
I know.
It's done when it's cooked slowly. We've had some amazing pulled pork, and we've had some amazing pork chops. But when they're done right, it's nice and slow. It's not hurried. It's not rushed.
The pork tenderloin that I make that has the red wine sauce, that's pretty good with the Dijon mustard and the cracked black peppercorn. We need the dog to eat the fly.
Gina, come.
Like she chases them around like they're flying raisins, and she'll eat them.
Gina, come.
She's like, it's too hot.
Come over here. This fly is driving me crazy. You got to get involved.
But
get in there and get the fly. Come here.
I made some pork tacos the other night where I took a pork roast and I did it. I guess
Good dog.
And I put the like the taco season.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the taco seasoning on it, and that was really good. Everyone seemed to like that. So. Yeah, she just. I think that's what she thinks is that they're flying raisins.
Yeah,
So,
that's what they are.
yeah.
To her, they're like little protein bites.
Yeah.
So those are some of the meats that we eat and the great dishes that are around them.
The chicken, like we do. I did the chicken. I did was the pulled buffalo chicken sandwiches. I did another crock pot meal, and it was actually good.
Oh, it was
because
good.
I'm like horrible at the crock pot.
Yeah.
And I've had like 4.
She's not
dishes
bad
that
at it
have
anymore,
turned
though.
out well.
You're not bad at it anymore.
Because I had like 4 million that turned out awful.
Well,
So-
she's learning. I mean, you didn't use the crock pot a whole lot. I'll be
No,
honest
I
with
never.
you.
My mom never had one growing up. Like she never had a crock pot, so I
Right.
never learned to cook with one.
Well, a
But,
Dutch oven takes care of that. I mean,
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
cook stuff in the Dutch oven.
Yeah.
Pork chops
so
with fennel tastes nice. Ooh, nice. That sounds good.
so like the pork, the beef, the chicken. Those are the major
Yeah.
meats that we eat.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Simple, good.
Yeah.
Not a huge fish guy. Never
No.
been a big fish guy, so we don't do lobster, shrimp, salmon. Although Heather's
Oh,
more
right.
than happy. I mean, she likes it, and
Yeah.
she's more than welcome to cook it. I just don't like the smell of it. Kind of makes me want to.
Yeah, he doesn't particularly care for the
You
smell.
should
of
try
it.
chicken and salsa in the crock pot. Interesting. That's a good idea. Now, I there are certain dishes where I'll do salsa on my chicken. So, like smothered chicken, we've had salsa on that. That's really good and really tasty. So I like that a lot. Let's go to the next section that we're going to talk about. I've been getting into a little bit and enjoying the RV thing and watching some of the channels out there that are RV channels. And at some point in my adult life, the bucket list is to own my own RV and to use it as weekend worrying. But in that, to have a bug out bag in the cars and ready to go, should something go down, and you might need, to have some insurance, if you will. And so tonight I thought we'd talk about things that we have to have in a survival prep kit. And it kind of all starts with a good backpack, which is in the other room. I got to go get it. So
Okay.
I'll turn it over to you for just a second, and that'll get me away from this fly that I'm about to just freak out. That's not the best place for that, is it?
Kevin caught the cord.
I'm not used to.
Yeah, he's not used to the cord being there.
Cord's not.
So sorry about that. We didn't mean to take you for a ride there. So, but yeah, we are not like super like prepper people. We like to have I don't know, like, we're not like, zombie apocalypse. We have to have, all of this stuff. We do like having a backstock of things. Our thing is like, okay, so if there's a natural disaster and we have to go somewhere, or
sorry about that.
If we're in the car and we're driving somewhere, because here in Ohio, depending on where you are, your winters can be pretty bad. If your car gets stuck in a snowbank, do you have the stuff in your car?
That's right.
To keep your family alive for a couple days.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're kind of talking about.
Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to kick the cord.
Like,
I apologize.
quick.
Yeah, but a good backpack looks something like this. You guys, check this out. This is one of our camping backpacks, and my boys use it for camping a lot. But it's got a lot of different pockets. So it's got this big pouch for stuff. But it's got all these little pockets, and it
expands out too.
It's kind of deep. It's waterproof, and so you can get in there really far. And I really recommend finding the right bug out bag. It's got a lot of pockets in this. Matter of fact, I think the boys left something in here. Let's see what they left in. Guess. What do you think?
That feels like soap.
This is leftover from camping.
Yeah, from Boy Scout camp.
All right. So the first item you think is what? Feel it. It's right here.
Some kind of soap. It's got a cap on it.
No, it'd be Gold Bond.
Oh, it's foot powder. They wanted something because their feet stank.
And yes, in case there's some other things going on.
And stank is way beyond stink.
Go ahead and feel that.
Okay,
feel that. What do you think that is?
That's bug spray.
That is absolutely bug spray with 40% DEET, by the way, which I'm about to use on this fly underneath the table. Okay. You might have seen that one.
I don't know.
Well. Here, let me get it over there. Here, feel that.
Feel that?
Yeah.
That's a box with toothpaste.
And?
A toothbrush.
Yes! You guessed it. A box of toothpaste and a toothbrush. Okay. Last thing right here. Okay. What do you think that is? Don't press any buttons.
Oh, that's sunscreen.
That's sunscreen. There you go. So they didn't fully unpack.
No, they did not. Is there anything else?
I guess we know where their toothbrush has been. Does that mean he hasn't been brushing his teeth?
No, Jack was telling me he left his toothbrush, and he didn't. And I gave him a new toothbrush.
Are you ready?
Oh, look, he's got another toothbrush.
Oh no, looky there.
And more toothpaste.
It's like Mary Poppins' bag of crap. What the heck? I love Jack. But this is a great bag, and you can hide a lot in here. It has these little extra clippies too, so you can put your backpack or your not your backpack, your sleeping bag on it.
Yeah, and you can also use it to kind of compact everything down too.
Absolutely, and it's safe. It's a great little backpack. Now I'm gonna try not to kick anything else. So it is.
Tim says a skateboard makes a good bug out item too. It can double as transportation / a weapon just in case.
This is how we stay prepared, Tim.
Yes.
By thinking through things like that.
Yeah, sorry, there you go.
Well, it's my fault for kicking it. I'm sorry. But anyway, guys, we're glad you're here.
At least you didn't find wet, moldy underpants. I have before.
I wouldn't put it past us.
I have found socks in the bottom of sleeping bags that were so small that they didn't fit on the kids' feet anymore. And they were dirty socks. I'm like, ew, that's disgusting.
So let's talk about the bug out bag a little bit. And you guys, we're kind of, we're kind of in that future food mode where like, what are we gonna preserve for future food, like canning and freeze dried awesome Thrive Life food. But we're also I'm kind of getting interested in this prepping thing.
Okay.
I don't want to give anything away, but we have someone visiting us soon that is an incredible prepper, and he's a great man, and he's got a great wife, and I'm blessed. I'm excited. We're not going to give you any more details, and I didn't really ask his permission to talk about this, so I'm not going to talk about it. But
we'll tell him about it after it's done.
Yeah, or we'll surprise him, because I like surprises too. And there's that fly again. It's buzzing around my leg. Die! No, great, now it's up in my face. Stupid fly? Jeez! Well, I smell like a forest.
Smell like bug repellent.
I smell like bug repellent. Oh well, you got to do things. Don't guess because we can't tell you. Don't guess, we can't tell you. But I'm just saying that there's some things that I think we should have ready.
Yeah.
And we're putting them together in the garage. So here's our first thing. I think we need to have a tent. I would love to have an RV, but I don't have an RV. I'm starting with what I have. And if you go and listen to any of the preppers like Brad, he will tell you, and so will Krista, start with what you have.
Yep.
And I think that's a good thing. What if answers everything.
Yeah, Prep Sitter Bob has some really good information.
He
too,
does,
so,
but
yeah.
he's not visiting, so
No,
don't guess.
He's not visiting.
And then the second thing is an emergency blanket, not a cheapo, lame-o emergency blanket. What you're looking for is you're looking for something like my llama blanket. Hey, Kate, will you bring me my llama blanket, please? This thing will keep you warm in 0-degree temperature weather.
Yes, but I think you need your shelter.
You do need your shelter.
And you need to stay warm.
You need a blanket.
The other
It's called a llama blanket
because
it's made out of a llama.
It's made out of alpaca fur.
It's made out of a llama
So
fur.
I guess technically it's alpaca.
I got this on my trip to Bolivia. I went to La Paz, Bolivia for a week, traveled on the single most deadliest road in the entire world, and brought this blanket home. This is the coveted llama blanket. These were $20 in their street markets. You can't buy these in the United States, folks. This is a Goin Batty special for me, and you can't have it.
But yeah,
I
so the
love
other
my
thing,
blanket!
you've got your warmth, and that's, I mean, it's super thick.
It is. I'm getting hot
You
just
need
holding
water
it.
too.
Well, that's
So
what I was just about to
water's the
say.
other thing that you're gonna
So, 6 bottles of water in a bag, ready to go.
Yeah.
Unopened bottles of water.
If you can afford it, something that would probably be good in that situation is a life straw.
Yeah.
One of those ones where you can stick it in anything, and you can drink. Oh, look.
It's on our notes.
It's right there, and I wasn't even looking at the notes.
That's right.
So, yep. But
So Amy T says prepping isn't common here unless you're country people, but I need to get some more things squirreled away. Yeah, well maybe, I'm reading a bunch of stuff. Sorry, just able to get to YouTube.
love the blanket.
Awesome.
It's not your mama's llama.
No, it's not.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, Heather and I are we're thinking about, what is what does it mean to be prepared, and what do we need to have ready in case we need that extra help. And if you have something like a house, you pay insurance for it. You buy insurance for it. If you have a car, you buy car insurance. And there's a lot of other insurances out there, health insurance, life insurance, as broken as they may be. But for us, this is insurance for us so that we know if times get tough, we are covered. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too is that, and I was talking with Kevin about this, like I would be interested to see like how much of the stuff that you would need for like a survival kit in your car, how much of it you could get at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Because I bet you could get a lot of it. And I think that would actually be a very interesting video, like a dollar store or, at Walmart, and to spend less than $1 for things.
Yeah.
I think that would be a very interesting video to do and show how we would put it together.
Say that again.
To do an emergency car kit, like a bug out type thing.
Yeah.
But to do it through stuff at Walmart, and maybe not like the blanket and like the tent, but when it comes to like the food, the water, the bandages, all that kind of stuff that you need in your car, in those instances, and see what we can get, and like how
like a
dollars,
grocery haul,
like dollar
for
store,
bug out
and
bag.
like
you can get
Walmart,
a lot of great stuff at all these for cheap.
and try to spend nothing is more than like maybe $5,
right. Each.
Yeah, but or try to keep it under $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's really smart. But also you got to think about food. Yep. What are you going to eat? I mean, not all of us are great hunters. I'm klutzy. Hopefully PNC Atkinson will help solve some of that. But I mean, overall, I'm not going to be real good at going out and hunting my own food. So maybe it's important to have some backstock. And starting simple with a bag of rice is great. And with beans, it's even better. Canning your own stuff makes sense. But learning how to do simple things like make bread. Heather did that today.
Yep.
She's got a video coming out about it.
Yep.
The food situation is that insurance where you can take and be prepared and have it all ready to go. Hey Jack, would you put this back upstairs, please?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Virginia, you're right. Like you need to. I guess I'm not the first one to think of that idea. But,
What's that?
Well, she said that there's quite a few videos on the dollar
Cheap
store
bug out.
thing.
Cheap bug out bags?
Yeah, and she said that you need to have like certain things need to be of quality in it. So, and that is true. I mean, you don't want things that are like expired or anything like that. But
thinking of others.
You also don't have to spend a ton of money to do it. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Fire is our biggest natural disaster that we have to worry about here. Well, that's pretty big, and you're going to need to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
So it's just, again, we're kind of thinking through fruit, meat, and grains. How can we have those prepared? How can we be ready if something goes down? And there's a couple of solutions for that. So anyway, the Goin Batty kitchen has some amazing things coming up. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that have been going on. Heather is an amazing canner. She's canned a lot of different great things. And so it's just beginning this season. She's just starting to can stuff. And one of the things that she already showed you is the canned jelly that she's doing. But there's green beans.
So there
canned
is our
mulberry jelly.
Mulberry jam. And so after tomorrow, I'll take these rings off because you don't ever want to store your cans with the rings on because it can tell you have a false seal on it. So
when you store them, you'll take those rings off.
And you don't ever stack them either. Because if you stack them on top of each other, you can do this. It'll do the same thing.
Yep.
Now my canning, I grew up with a mom and grandma that would can all the time. I mean, we would knock out a week in July where we did nothing but tomatoes. And, there was these sections of time where it was like, okay, these are tomatoes. Now we're doing cucumbers. Now we're doing jams and stuff like that. But I didn't actually do the canning so much myself. And so this was something that I've had to learn myself. And shoot, I left the book in there. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
And you tell them about just...
Well, we'll talk about canning a little bit more.
Yeah, just be pretty.
So, well, we know that's not going to happen because this mug. But no, what I was going to say was when there are deals, let's look at that, okay? Let's look at the deals that the grocery store has and be prepared for them. So if you've got green beans on sale, then maybe you need to bulk up on green beans and can green beans. When there's a flash sale at Thrive and you can backstock some meat or freeze dried food, maybe that's what you should do. When there are deals, take advantage of them, and when you guys have a little surplus of money, do the right thing. The other thing too is to work in groups. Some of you may have amazing gardens, and I've seen this happen where there are so many tomatoes that people can't even keep up with picking them. Well, take it on yourself. Go over to that garden, ask the gardener and say, hey, do you have a use for all of these vegetables? They may share with you, and you might be canning tomatoes. Now, I know you have to be careful when you can tomatoes because you don't want to get botulism and all that stuff. But think for a second. I've talked to many gardeners, and I'm learning this whole gardening thing, and Heather knows it better than I do. But I've talked to many gardeners who cannot keep up with the amount of tomatoes that they have planted. And they're just going to waste. What if you walked up to that person and said, hey, would you mind if I got a basket full and filled my bowl up with tomatoes? And then you bring them home and you can them. I think thinking wisely and thinking about things in a free context first is something we don't do because it's almost absurd. Oh, is that rude? Or am I stepping on someone's toes? Not necessarily. Here's something that will make you think. Heather and I are taking a walk, and we've shown you this video. We're taking a walk through a local park, and what do we run into? But mulberry trees. Tons and tons of free mulberries. Well, now we've got jelly or jam that we're going to be using all year long from those trees. So don't throw away the idea of free. Just don't steal it. I'm not saying steal it. I'm saying talk to the gardener and see what they have to offer.
And I think too, being able to learn from somebody. You know, if you say, say I had a neighbor across the street and they saw my garden, they say, I don't know a whole lot about gardening. Would you be willing to teach me? I think that is you can get such a wealth of information, especially from if there's like an older person and you'll see them. They have these big, beautiful gardens. It's like, I want to know. And then, when it comes to harvest, because a lot of times, a lot of older people still do can.
Oh, yeah.
And so you say, can you show me how to do this? I know, like, when I was a kid, like I said, we did all that canning. My parents had a garden that was about 1/4 of an acre, and so did my grandparents. And so we had, like, maybe 4 or 5 rows of tomatoes a piece. And so that was a lot of tomatoes, lots of tomatoes. And so, but we canned all that stuff so that it helped with the food bills for both of us.
Yep.
And so, my grandparents were getting to where they were getting close to retiring age. And, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. And, it helped with the food bill.
So Amy T has a question. Jelly is Jell-O for us. And what you call jelly, I think, is jam here. But I wonder if jam and jelly are 2 different types of jam for you. Yes, they are.
So let me show.
Jam is a more of a more like, I don't want to say fluid. That's not what I mean.
Jam
That's
here.
jelly,
This is jelly. So jelly has kind of that
translucent
look.
No
and
seeds.
And it's a little hard. It has no seeds, and it has no pulp in it.
And if you were to open that and do this,
if you
it
turn
would
it
stay,
over,
no problem.
A lot of times it has pectin in it.
Yep.
And sometimes you have to use pectin. Unless I've made a strawberry preserves, jams, and jellies are different for us. So preserves usually don't have pectin in them.
Or any extra sugar, right?
No, they can have sugar in it, but they usually don't have pectin in it. So a lot of times, like with my strawberry preserves, I will grate up a Granny Smith apple in it with the peel on it, because that actually has natural pectin in it.
Yeah.
And so it won't make it thick like this, where like it won't move.
Yeah.
But it will make it a little thicker.
It'll come out.
So preserves.
And
so
jam.
my jam can have pectin in it, but a lot of times with jam, like it'll have some of the seeds, but it has the fruit pulp in it. So I ran this through my food mill, and it took most of the seeds out and a lot of the pulp out. Well, not a lot of pulp, but like the skins and stuff like that. So this, I'm sorry, what was I saying? Jam is not nearly as thick as jelly is. Yeah. So that's what the difference is.
Here's the difference between that stuff and Jell-O. Jell-O's a dessert for us.
Yeah. It comes in a box. It's powder.
Well, yeah, but it's also
you put it in water, and then
it's also a variety of flavors, and rarely is it ever grape.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got orange, you've got cherry, you've got lime, you've got lemon, strawberry.
Yeah.
But rarely do they ever like hand you a mulberry flavored Jell-O.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's like a dessert where jam is like a condiment. Like someone had mentioned already, Baker's mama. I think that was you. Thank you for being here, by the way. Hi.
Yeah.
And Rosalie, she had a few things. Let's see.
We live near an old couple, and they could no longer pick the wild raspberries. We often pick them.
Pick for them.
They said we could have them in exchange. We make them some mountain berry pies.
That's cool.
See, that's great. So, and when we lived in Maryland, and I had all of these blackberries, raspberries, and wineberry bushes, I asked the neighbors behind us, can I pick on your property too? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. She goes, and I said, and I offered this. They didn't want anything for it. I said, I'll bring you over some of the jam that I make from it.
Yep.
And they're like, that's great. So, and I guess to know your plants you know, because you don't like, because I didn't know what a wineberry was, and that's something that's pretty much, you see it in Maryland, you may see it in parts of Pennsylvania that are close to Maryland. I didn't know what it was. Now I can identify a raspberry and a blackberry cane very easily, but this one was something different, so I had to look it up and find out what it was. But knowing what's edible, because I was out pulling weeds out of the sidewalk cracks and going, clover is edible, purslane is edible. You know, there are several other like
dandelion leaves.
Dandelions are edible. Plantain, my grandpa called it rat tail weed.
No.
It's good for bee stings.
Yeah.
So
let me add something here.
Yeah.
What Rosalie said is brilliant, because I don't think we do enough of this.
Yeah.
What she did is she didn't just make it a benefit for you as you go on someone else's property. She did it for both. So what I heard her saying is we offered to pick them for them, and they said we could have them, and in exchange they made them some pies.
Yeah.
So there might be some senior adult farmers out there that can't quite keep up with their farm anymore, and you could partner with them by helping harvest some of these things and splitting it with them, or at least doing it for them as an act of service and an act of kindness for them.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, there are times when we're just not going to be able to do it, and maybe there's a win-win in both of those situations. So I like what you said, Rosalie, and I appreciate that very much. But back to canning. When you are shopping, look for the deals. Mm-hmm. There might be a deal on green beans. There might be a deal on black beans. There might be a deal on squash, zucchini, who knows, whatever. Think about the potential of, someone just said green eggs and ham on one of the things that cracked me up.
Hey, Mrs. Landy, I promise I'm not going to put you in timeout tonight. So
I know her in technology. I'm not making that promise. But anyway, I'm just saying bulk up and then can it.
Yeah. Well, we had last year around Thanksgiving, they put green beans on sale for 50 cents a pound.
Hi, Stuart.
And we bought, what was it? $30, $35 worth of green beans, and I canned them, you know, because that's very inexpensive. I've taken bagged beans when they get close to their expiration date, and I've cooked them and canned them, so now I've got another whole year out of them. Mm-hmm. So
let me offer this too. Yeah. We were in Maryland, and one night the Aldi's decided to put 10-pound bag of potatoes on for 99 cents. Not per pound, 99 cents. That's all. I still kick myself to that day for not buying as many of those as I possibly could, bring them home to her and have them can them.
Yeah.
I still kick myself to this day. They were on sale for 99 cents, and I went, I'll take about 5 bags. That's a big bag
for 99 cents. So let me show them my resource.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, so because, you know, like I will call my grandma when I have questions about canning, but some of the things that they do, like back in the day, aren't necessarily, they don't consider them safe anymore. Now, I don't know what those are, but one of the things that I have that I actually love that you can learn so much from is this book here, and I hope it's the right way, but it's the Ball Blue Book, Preserving and Canning, or Canning and Preserving, or Guide to Preserving. That's what it is. So this one is a couple years old. I think they come out with a new one like every 2 or 3 years, but it has all of the newest, like, you know, ways of canning things. I mean, it even talks about that they now have like an electric canner that they use, and there's specific recipes for that. They have them for your pressure canner, for your water bath, just all of those. I mean, this is where I got my recipe for my mulberry jam, and I just used the berry jam recipe because they didn't have one specifically for mulberries. And and speaking of mulberries, and I said this in my video, but if you're cooking your mulberries down, and it smells like rotten eggs or a fart or, you know,
something wrong.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not, because mulberries must have like some sulfur in them, And so you cook them a little more and that smell will go away and then they smell like raspberries. And that's awesome. But don't think that your mulberries are bad when you're cooking them. You're like, what's it smell?
That's important, actually.
Yeah. So this one, I mean, it has all of the information that you need, like, jar sizes, and each recipe will tell you like what kind of canning you need to do, whether it's water bath or it's a pressure canner. So your low acid foods like your beans, your corn, anything that doesn't have like a high acidity level, those need to be pressure canned. Meats need to be pressure canned. Things like your tomatoes and stuff with your fruit in it, those have a higher acid level, and most of the time, for most of them, you can water bath those.
There you go.
So yeah,
I did not know that.
and if you're new to canning, always start with a water bath. Canning tomatoes is probably one of the easiest things to can. So I would start with tomatoes.
Yep.
And then kind of work my way from there. So, but yeah.
Rosalie said she just bought 64 ears of sweet corn. Yep. Rosalie will be over. I love sweet corn. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I love sweet corn. We haven't had good sweet corn yet this summer, have we? Is it not in season yet?
It's actually been really expensive.
I bet it is.
Because usually you can get like 10 ears of corn for $1.
Yeah.
And it's been like 4 ears of corn for $2. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm not paying that much for corn. And we didn't grow it this year because you need to have like 2 rows of corn for it to do well. And we grew corn last year and it didn't do well at all.
Well, we're practicing.
Yeah.
We're practicing for the future because you always have to keep trying stuff and getting better at it. But yeah, even there are certain days where you just have to splurge, so we might just have to go and get some sweet corn. That's just awesome. Anyway, so are there any other recipes coming out of the Goin Batty kitchen? You talked about the buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Fluffernutter cookies?
Fluffernutter cookies.
These things were ridiculous. I could hear myself getting fatter.
That's why we don't have them.
No.
So, but they
goodness.
were pretty awesome. So it's peanut butter cookies with marshmallow fluff icing in between 2 of them, and it was good.
You got to try that. If you like making cookies or fun cookies, that is a recipe to try.
So my Cookie Friday recipe that I'm doing this week is Amy T's cookies from Australia, and I can't pronounce the name, but they're cookies that she said that they have on what is their version of, I believe, Veterans Day.
Okay. And
it starts with an A, but I can't pronounce them.
Rosalie, we do have an address, and it's in the comments down below. We
have a new P.O. box now. Yay!
We have a new P.O. box, and you are free to send us mail now.
No worries, country living.
We're welcome. We're excited to have you, and excited to have any mail that you.
She says if you had an address, I would bring you some, and it's better to give than to receive.
Hey, the corn cob fits right in there.
To our P.O. box.
It fits right in there. They can put it in a Ziploc bag. It's no big deal.
We don't check it every day.
I will check it every day if you're going to send me a corn cob. I will do that.
So, but anyway, it's the cookies with. Hold on, let me here. You look there, and I'm going to look up the recipe.
What am I looking here for?
Just check the comments.
Oh, am I talking to everybody? Okay, well here. She's also going to do some make-ahead meals.
Yeah.
She's got some bread that she made. It just looks awesome. And then we're going to get into some of our resources that we've been using.
I got it. I can't remember. What are they called, Amy?
I don't know.
Oh, she's not.
Hey, Amy T, if you think of it, what are the cookies that you suggested we make and you sent the recipe to us? I have to go refresh my stream. Is all choppy. Okay. We'll come back and tell us what that might be. I can't mail corn. Oh, come on, Rosalie. Maybe in a Ziploc bag or a Zillion.
ANZAC Anzac.
Let me see.
Anzac biscuits.
Anzac biscuits.
So, because every other country that speaks English calls cookies biscuits, except for Americans. So we call them cookies for some reason.
Yep.
But so I'm going to give those a try.
Oh yeah.
This week. So that's going to be our Cookie Friday video. And
stay tuned.
So I'm going to be doing some kind of make ahead meals.
Mm-hmm. What is a make ahead meal?
Well, Usually it's kind of either a casserole or something that you can put in the crock pot, or something like that for when you have like a super busy day, or
a casserole.
Well, I said casserole.
Oh, sorry.
And you just need something that you can pop into the oven.
Hi, Patty.
And not have to worry about making a meal that day.
That's right.
So that is what I'm going to be doing. And I've got, like I said, I'm trying to space my cooking videos out better, because a lot of times I'll do them like all in one shot, and then you'll get like 4 of them in 2 days, and then then there's this spell of nothing. So I'm gonna try to space them out a little better, but I do need. I tend to have to like film on certain days, and so I'm just gonna kind of collect them all up and then systematically try to put them out, so that there's just not this slew of videos at one time and then this huge dry spell.
That's right.
Yeah, but so those are gonna be the things that are coming up, and I know I keep saying I'm gonna keep making those cookies, and I keep forgetting. But I'm
We're not gonna let her forget this time.
I'm going to do it this time. So, but I wanted to show them. Can I show my tomatoes?
Yeah.
That we're getting out of
By
our
all
garden.
means. We have started to produce vegetables.
Yes, we've got cucumbers that are getting ready to come in too. So I'm super excited about that. But we have, okay, so these are actually ripe. These are my green print tomatoes. These were free seeds that I got because I ordered from Baker Creek and they sent me some free seeds. These were the free seeds that I got. So they taste just like tomatoes, only they're green. So, and they're kind of cool.
And it's interesting because they really do, and it's really creepy.
And then these are.
Look at the size of that
Okay,
thing.
so that's a cherry tomato. And then I have my Cherokee cherry. So look at the difference in size. These came from Krista and Brad over at the Big Family Homestead. But these things are huge. And that's a small one. I have ones that are bigger than that. I actually have cherry tomatoes that are this size.
Wow.
So, like, this one's that's the size it's supposed to be. But these things are ginormous. And then I have, like I said, my Cherokees, my little purple.
What did you call that cookie again? Anzer?
Was it Anzac?
Anzac
cookies.
Anzac?
ANCAC.
ABT. Now that you're back, Anzac cookies.
Yeah. And then we have one of our beefsteak tomatoes. So we had to pick it because we had a squirrel try to get it. So it's not quite ripe yet. So probably by tomorrow, the next day, my son's going to be having himself a killer tomato sandwich. So those are, and we've been getting, I've probably got, I don't know, maybe 50 of these already, and we've been eating those.
Yeah.
And probably about 15 of the green ones, and now the big ones are starting to come in.
And there's cucumbers on the way.
There's cucumbers coming, so I'm going to be making my refrigerator pickles with them.
Oh.
Yeah, those are really good.
I can't wait to eat a cucumber.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Jack's excited about the pickles.
I like the cucumbers.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of resources I wanted to share with you guys and suggest that maybe you check it out.
I'm sorry, Amy, I misspoke. It's not a beef cake, it's a beef steak. Like
beef steak.
Yeah, they call them beef steak tomatoes. So they tend to be bigger and they tend to cover like your whole hamburger bun, like if you're eating a hamburger. That's what those are. So anyway, sorry.
Have you ever tried BLT wraps?
Yes, I have, and they're awesome.
Heather, would you like seeds for purple carrots?
I would love seeds for purple carrots.
Cool.
That would be awesome.
That's a fall kind of thing. You can
Yeah, I could. So we're trying to. Okay, so my onions have failed horribly in the backyard.
Terrible.
And I believe it's because onions need a lot of sun, and they just aren't getting sun back there. So I'm thinking about pulling all those onions and maybe planting some lettuce in there, something that doesn't need so much sun.
And I'm up for lettuce, man.
And then when the beans are done, maybe I could plant carrots in those beds because they're deeper. They're like 10 inches deep. So
you should plant carrots in the bales of hay.
I don't think they'll do in the bales of hay.
I know, but they look funny.
They'll be all like weird looking. So yeah.
That probably wouldn't work. Anyway, okay, I didn't hear you because my stream was playing up, but it seems to be okay now.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. Okay, well, no worries. There's something about a brownie recipe in here somewhere, and I think they're talking to someone else. I don't think they're talking to you. I think Baker's mom wants Rosalie to send her a brownie recipe, and I'm 100% in support of any brownie recipe. So by all means.
Well, the last ones I made were the
you need
killer
to do.
brownies. The killer brownies were pretty awesome.
That was pretty cool. But let me show you some of my resources because these are cheap resources that will encourage you
French
guys.
vanilla cappuccino brownies.
Oh.
That sounds good.
Okay. All right. Am I
Yeah,
clear?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
So I went to Walmart today, And this Walmart that I went to is in the urban environment. It is not, let me repeat, it is not in the country environment. And it had these resources. They're no more than $5. Maybe one of them was $8. But these two in particular are resources that we love figuring out. And this one is the first one we have not done a good job of figuring out. But it is the Farmer's Almanac. Now I know the print is backwards for you guys, but it says the Farmer's Almanac, Harris's Farmer's Almanac. We're going to learn how to use this, and that thing has a lot of interesting information about weather forecasts and planting tables, and I'm not much into the astrology side of this or the mysteries of the universe. But some of the folklore and facts are fun. The calendars are good.
My grandfather never went without one of those.
Oh no, my grandmother always used it too.
Here's the thing too is that my and I never quite understood it, but and I thought it was superstition, but I think that there's something to it by planting by the phases of the moon, because I think it has to do with you're planting at the right time, and not so much that the moon affects how you plant things, but that you're planting at the right time of the year is what it was. So I never quite understood, because he would talk about, well, it was the moon has to be in this phase or that phase or whatever. Yeah. But there's he would get that and he would read it front to back. And I think that it's almost a lost art to be able to read the Farmer's Almanac. Yeah,
and some of it I don't agree with. I mean, it's some of these things celebrate like, the whole idea that there's no God and the Earth just came from a big bang. But some of this other stuff is valuable, and so you've got to discern the tools that you buy.
Like there was something in there I just saw.
Yeah, let's not go into it.
It's the like weather map.
Oh yeah, like what region are you in?
And the zones and stuff like that. Yeah.
Let me show you another one that also, I don't agree with everything in it, but again, there are little nuggets of information we can get from everybody. And those things make us better homesteaders, right? So here's some of the things. Here's one of the magazines, and again, $5. Mother Earth News. Give me just a second.
Sorry.
Mother Earth News. Do they go ahead?
No, Virginia had a question. The problem is, Virginia, is I don't have another place in my yard that isn't taken up by something else that has the sun that is needed. Yeah. So that's why I'm not replanting them. So, I've got some in the front flower bed, not a lot, but some. But I just don't have any more room to plant anything else. I've taken up every square inch that I can.
So one of the articles in here is about finding your homestead and how you can homestead on marginal land that nobody wants, or that's on a slope, or just just junk land that nobody really prices very high. And it has an article in there about a couple who found a piece of property and they have been farming it for years, but when they first got there, they're like, oh, what a dump. But once their animals started taking over and they started adding that manure on top of the soil and kicking up soil around and mixing it all up, each paddock became its own new biology experiment that was able to grow new plants. And so some of that dead brush went away and some new things started to sprout up that the goats could eat, that the chickens could eat, and they created a healed ecosystem, which was just fascinating to me. Even on a small level, like me, I know I could not take care of 30 acres, but I could take care of an acre and a half and begin doing chickens again. I miss doing chickens a lot.
I think for us, like anywhere between an acre and a half and maybe 10 acres. Yeah. 10 might be pushing it.
I don't know when God's going to send us on that journey, but we'll let you guys know this right now. That's a journey we want to take. We want to get out of the urban environment and back into a rural setting, but the truth of the matter is this is where God's planted us, and so here's where we grow. Yeah. Right now we're growing a pretty good garden, but these kinds of helps, these kinds of tools give us encouragement when we're looking for our future homestead, when we're living in our current homestead, and they give us little nuggets of wisdom that help us grow. right? Little things that encourage us along our way. And this, the Farmer's Almanac, this thing, all of them are going to have little pieces of information that are going to continue to grow us. And I can't imagine what our awesome garden is going to look like next year.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do some.
Because
stuff.
that compost that's been sitting,
man.
I'm gonna put in that horrible spot where that patio was. And I'm just going to help,
Imagine if we got like cow poop or horse poop to put there. Oh, Lord.
So, I mean, that's, and help heal that ground because, I mean, what was it somebody said when we pulled that plastic off? Someone was like, I can just hear the dirt going.
Oh, yeah, it's just breathing again. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the other thing, too, is that we are on a journey where we've got to start over in some areas. I don't have a truck. We need a truck to do some of the hauling that we need to do with the horse poop. And so I'm on a journey to find a truck it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be great and it doesn't have to be expensive, but it needs to have 4 wheels and be able to drive.
Yep.
And there are a lot out there that are junk and we don't want to buy another headache because we've done that and that's not fun. So as you guys are praying for us or thinking of you putting good thoughts up for us, man, think about that stuff as we're kind of muddling through building our urban homestead. That's a tool I think we need.
Yeah.
And we need to consider.
Like you said, we need to grow where we're planted, and this is where God has us right now. And I'm going to do, and like I said, we've talked about it before, like we have less than 1/4 of an acre.
Yeah.
So in my front flower bed, I have no flowers. That gets the most sun. So that has my tomato plants, that has, my herbs, that has all of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then, I've planted stuff in what we had. I planted it in hay bales. I planted it in the little raised beds that we've made. We pulled up that patio.
Get creative.
Get creative with what you have. And the kale is doing amazing. Like Kevin was looking at it going, that's kale? Yeah, because the leaves are like this big on it. They're huge. And it's working for us. We've had failure. Like every year we have, like last year our garden did horrible. And this year it's doing, and we weren't here. We were at my mom's house. And this year it's doing really well. So it's like, okay, what can we do to keep things going? And, and
Patty Grove, you make a good point.
We've talked about before, we want to do as much as we can as natural as possible. But if it comes between the cabbage worms eating my kale,
or us not getting a tomato harvest.
And I've tried BT and I've tried diatomaceous earth and none of it is working. Like then we did use some was it 7 dust on it to keep them from eating it. Yeah. We wash it real good. We make sure, but so that is kind of our mentality right now, because there has been in the past where BT worked on my cabbages and I had no problems, but for some reason here in the city, these cabbage moths are just horrible and they will eat it down to where there's no leaves left on it.
That's right.
And so we had to do that. So, but
Now there's another resource I'm not able to get into, but it's something I just found out about. You know how there's a homesteading box? They have a homesteading box subscription where you can pay a fee, and every month they'll send you a box full of homesteady goodies. It's like Christmas once a month. It's really amazing. Well, they have something for preppers too called the Battle Box. And you go to the Battle Box and it's BATTLBOX and .com or something like that. Just Google it. It's the first thing that comes up.
Virginia. So
What
sorry.
happened?
She said maybe we're here to teach people how to do urban farming. And then Patty said put your compost and cow manure in the fall and let it soak.
Yep.
The
trucking it up.
Soak it in. That's a good idea. And see, that's stuff that we wouldn't know because we're relatively new to this. So can you write that down?
What?
To put the compost and manure.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was already on that. I saw that going on because that is really something we need to figure out. But we can't do it without a truck. So that's one of the problems that we have that we've got to solve. But the Battle Box is a prepper's self-reliance tool, and it's basically a subscription once a month. You pay a fee and they send you a box. Now there's different levels of boxes. You can get the really big box for like $150 a month, or you can get the little small box, the starter box, for $24 a month. And they'll just send you this kind of stuff, just like the homesteading box. There's a prepper box, and I just think that's. I was looking at it on the interweb.
What's some of the things that they had in it?
Well, they have like the survivor's pantry.
Oh,
A book for like what a survivor would need. They send you certain kind of knives that you'd need to cut meat with or fillet with.
Mm-hmm.
Other resources, packaged meals. Like we do everything through Thrive Life, so that wouldn't really benefit us. But I mean, for others that are into that, they have these packaged meals, Patriots Pantry or something like that.
Yeah,
And
they're okay.
they're okay. They don't.
We've had 'em
Obviously,
before.
Thrive is way better.
Yeah.
But they send you that kind of stuff in the box, and that's once a month. They give you a different box every month, $24.99 or something like that. But I did just want to put your mind at ease. I did not sign up for that.
But
Anyway, there you go.
yeah. So-
I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we are Amazon affiliates. So anytime you use one of our links below to go to Amazon and purchase an item, that helps our family out. I don't know if you know that or not, but that gives us a little bit of help and gives us a commission. And it's a way that we kind of make this homestead run. When we get money from Thrive and Amazon and Patreon, we put that back into the gardens that we do and the canning tools that we need and that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in supporting the Goin Batty channel, there are ways to do that. Some are free, like the Amazon links. Others are not, and you can check those out in some of the links below. And we just love you being a part of the community. If you don't do anything but watch, we are very grateful, and we're so glad you're with us. I just wanted to get that in.
Can I show them what I made?
Oh, guys, let me tell you, she's been like a machine with this stuff. Here's bag number.
This is bag number, 3.5.
3.5.
4. There will be 4, but I ran out of the brown yarn that I needed, and I can't find that color, so I'm working on it. But this is my new bag that I made, and it has like a round bottom, and it has a tie that it kind of cinches together. But I crocheted that, so this was a new one. I've never done one that's round before. So, but that is, and it's got a pretty substantial strap on it because I hate super skinny straps. So, but yeah, so that's my new bag that I made. So I'm pretty pumped about that. It has, like I said, it ties closed so that, if you set your bag down, everything will fall out of it.
Yep.
So, but that's going to be on our store, and
everybody loves it. Amy T says that's just lovely.
Yeah. So, and I've got 2 more that are more like, like rectangular shapes.
And those will be on the website soon.
They're actually already on the website.
Oh, okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
That one is not yet.
That one is not. I just finished that one about 15 minutes before we went
She
live,
will be selling it. It'll end up on the Amazon, on the Goin Batty store.
Yeah, I have to take a picture of it tonight and put it on there, and it should be on there.
So yes, and look there for other great bags.
Yeah,
and other great supplies.
I think too, like we have one apron that's left. It's more of like a smock type apron. Hopefully Katie and I can get on a schedule where her and I are kind of, because I think she gets overwhelmed sometimes doing it all by herself. So where her and I can work together.
You have people already asking how much that is.
How much that is?
We haven't decided yet.
No, I know how much it is.
Oh, okay. She has decided yet.
I think that it's like $39.99, $40.
That bag right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a bad price considering the amount of time and effort you put into it.
Yeah.
That's very reasonable.
So.
Very cool. So yeah,
and then there'll be shipping too for it.
Yeah, there'll be shipping.
It'll be a little more.
Absolutely. And we try to get those out within 2 days, but typically it takes anywhere 5 to 7 days to get that stuff out. So we try to be quick, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah.
So Virginia says that's a good price, but you're selling yourself. Yeah.
Cheap.
There.
Well, I have to weigh. I don't
Yes,
want
Alicia.
stuff. I don't want stuff sitting around.
Right.
So I have to price it at a place where I think that we're going to make a little money off of it, but also not so much that nobody will buy it.
Yeah. So if we
And-
price that at like $70, no one's going to buy it.
Yeah, and I think $40 is a fair price for it. So
Yeah.
your shirt is shedding on
I
you.
got blue on my arm.
He's got like
My new shirt is shedding.
yeah,
Ew, that's
so,
gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Can
yes,
I post a
Alicia,
link?
you can do that.
Alicia,
No
you
worries.
Can. Yeah,
Um,
thank you for doing that for us.
let's see.
And I've got other things on there too. Like I have.
No, I think she's gonna post her. She's got some stuff herself
Oh
too.
yeah. She
So she'll
does
put that
bath
on
bombs.
there, too.
She
Yeah.
does, and they're awesome.
Yeah. And don't forget Hoffman Family Homestead.
They do soap.
Oh my
They do
goodness!
some
Get
amazing
out!
soap.
They do some great soap.
Yeah, my favorite of theirs is their cherry blast soap that she does. Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
Yeah.
It smells so good. And the other one was she did a blueberry one, and that one was awesome too.
The
Yeah.
pineapple one.
Oh,
I
the
like
pineapple. I like the pineapple because it wasn't like bam in your face, like kind of candy pineapple smelling. It actually smelled like pineapple. It wasn't super overpowering. It was really pretty.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Hi, Stuart. How are you? I can't I can't read that whole thing, so I'm going to pause. Living on a Dime sells soap as well, and they
Yes,
make incredible
they do.
soap.
They make
And
really great soap
we,
too.
you know, there are some great channels that we love. Big Family Homestead is the obvious one, but of course, Living on the Dime, Mike and Tara are awesome.
Okay, so
We've got some great
my
friends
new
out there.
favorite one, and I've been just like rooting for them, is Out of Goshen.
Out of Goshen.
I love them, and I'm like,
Yes.
they're looking for a house
Yes.
because Mrs. Goshen is
Yes, pregnant.
is pregnant, and they need to have a house to live in so that they're not considered homeless. And so they've been checking out all these houses, and I'm like, they're waiting. They put in an offer, and I'm like, come on, guys, I hope you get it. I hope you. I've just been really excited for them.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
so,
And I would also add to that Mr. Goshen
yes.
is a great guy, and he's got a lot of helpful tips on his channel about technology.
Yeah, he's very
smart
technology
dude,
savvy,
and
so.
has some other things.
Yeah.
The other channel that I like, and we were watching him right before we came on, is Recipe Archaeology.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Recipe Archaeology is two wonderful ladies, and their names are?
Christine and Stephanie.
And they live in Oklahoma. They're teachers, and they get together and they make these recipes from the 1920s through the 50s/60s, and these are
They
some
actually
unique
even did
recipes.
a recipe from the 1600s one
These
time.
are some unique recipes.
What was the one that the
strawberry and
tomato aspect,
aspect.
and they said it tasted like
Feet.
strawberry cocktail sauce.
Yeah.
And they're just so fun to watch because
Yeah.
they'll eat everything that they make, and I mean they are just hysterical. So if you're not subscribed to
I agree with
Recipe
you, Virginia.
Archaeology, you have to watch those ladies. They are so funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And they pick like the weirdest recipes to make. And I'm
Yep.
like, and it's so funny because Katie will sit and watch them with me and she'll yell at the TV. She'll be like, no, don't eat that. That's gross. Don't eat
A Ritz
that.
cracker won't make it better.
Yeah, their thing is that, well, Ritz cracker usually will make something taste better. And
Yeah,
she's like, nope.
absolutely.
Nope, it won't. Not this time. So, but yeah.
I was going to say this too. I've got a couple of channels I want to do a quick mention of. There's a few RVing channels that I've been watching that have great information on them. There's some homesteading sagas that I watch, like Justin Rhodes and his family. I watch. Not that you're gonna like be surprised by any of these. So.
Okay, so Amy T, that if I'm understanding your question correctly, if they have the baby on the road, and I think it depends on maybe what state you're in, I'm not sure, because the way that the United States works is that we have federal laws and then we have state laws. If they're on the road, they can be considered homeless and they can take the baby.
Well, let's back off from that a little bit because we don't have all the information.
Yeah, I mean, but that's
One thing that they're they'll explain it better
Yeah.
than we were. Go check out their channel. Let's not spread gossip.
But they're concerned for that.
The basic
issue.
gist is they've been searching for their homestead, and that's really what they want to find.
Yeah, before
they
the
want to
baby
find their
comes.
homestead so that they can settle down and start homesteading. The concern they have is
My daughter
that
just ate the tomato.
the concern that they have is that one couple who, and no, trucking up, you're not homeless. That's not what we're saying at all.
Yeah.
One couple had an issue where their baby was born while they were on the road in an RV, and they did not have
A permanent
a
address.
permanent address, and the state got involved, the city got involved, and they actually put the baby in foster care. And that's just one random example that they were talking about not wanting to have to worry about.
Yeah.
But they are going to get settled. I believe they're going to land in Michigan. My money is on the little chalet, German
chalet house.
German chalet house. But go watch their channel. Don't take our word for it because we don't want to misspeak.
And like I said, it's different. I think it's different depending on what state you're
the
in.
the first 5 years of my life, I was in I lived in a mobile home.
Yeah.
So I understand completely, and would do it again if the mobile home was big enough, and on 50 acres. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. To a couple acres of land.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the stories that they've had to deal with, and again, that's a great channel, but there are some other channels that we want to talk about too, and those channels are everywhere from homesteading to RVing. Are there any
Kevin loves
channels
the
that
RV
you're on right
stuff.
now?
No, probably. Like I said, the one that I've been binge watching the most is Out of Goshen.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, it's just they're a really cool family, and they're really, I just really love that. They're really taking their time to find the perfect house for them.
They are.
And they were talking about, like, here they have 7 children, and they're looking for a 3-bedroom house. And they said the reason for that is because bedrooms are just that. There's a room where your bed is and where you sleep. Because they do so much as, will you stop eating all my tomatoes?
They're good.
That they do most of the stuff in the main areas of their house. So really the bedroom is just for sleeping. It's not for your own space. So, and they're,
Nice.
looking at places that have a lot of land so that the kids can go outside and stuff. And I really love that idea. So,
Yeah.
but, and like I said, there's not a whole lot of other ones that I've been like super, like I always watch, Big Family Homestead and Tiny House Prepper and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the one that has kind of just, caught my fancy at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I've got let's see. Adaptive Maritiner. Go ahead and give your channel a shout out. No
Yeah.
problem. Check him out, and he's got some. I haven't actually watched those videos yet, so I need to check your channel out as well. So check out the Adaptive Maritimer and see what he's got to offer. Because I apologize, Tim, I have not watched those videos yet, but I'll check them out. Thanks for suggesting it.
Well, thank you. Thinking of others.
What are some of the other channels that you guys have been watching? And I'll list off some of the ones I've been watching while you guys are coming up with your channels.
Yeah.
So give yourselves a shout out if you have a channel that you're starting. And in the meantime, I have been watching Keep Your Daydream. That's a great one. Less Junk, More Journey is an awesome one. I love
Katie
that
likes
one.
Whitney Sows.
Yeah, Whitney Sows.
That one's a good
She's
one.
a good one.
Yeah.
We love Two Family Homestead. We love Big Family Homestead. We already said that. Living on a Dime. What was the other one? Recipe Archaeology. PNC Atkinson.
Bama Grits.
Bandana Grandma.
Yeah.
Bama
Grits. That's Sharon.
Grits,
Yeah,
yeah.
she does.
Yep.
She does like a devotional every once in a while, and she's just so wise. And
Living
she
Like
has,
Claire.
She has so much.
Nomadic Fanatic.
Just
Yep.
so much wisdom. Ooh, Nomadic Fanatic.
Yep.
That sounds fun.
I've seen that one. It's
have
good.
you?
Yep. Let's see. There was another one that was in the top of my head here. What was it? Oh, Tiny House Prepper, of course. Deep South Homestead. Yeah, I've seen New Tutora, sure, and of course American Homestead.
They don't put any more videos
They
up,
don't
but the videos that
They
they
do
have
are awesome.
they are
Yeah.
full of so much, and we learned a lot from them.
You can find
So-
them over on Patreon,
Yeah.
and I think they're doing some Bitcoin stuff too.
Yeah.
So check that out. What was the other one? There was another one that I've been watching, starting to toy around with.
Honeymoon.
Yeah, Loloho, long honeymoon. These
Yeah.
guys have this couple have been everywhere in an Airstream RV and have so much great knowledge, not just about RVing, but going to RVing in places like Alaska or the Grand Tetons
Or Walmart's parking lot.
Walmart's parking lot,
Yeah,
or
I
even
mean-
or even just basic repair, how to bulletproof your truck. And I don't mean actual bullets. I mean make it so that it doesn't
Virginia
break
said
down.
Is it Pandemonium is another RVing channel.
Yeah, I haven't checked that one out.
Yeah,
That
I
looks
have to check that
interesting.
out.
Yeah, we can drop a link for recipe archaeology. Just give me a second and we'll find it.
My little homestead is awesome. They built an earth bag
Oh,
room. They build earth bag rooms weekly Friday uploads. Oh, awesome! I'll have to
Very
check
cool.
this out. Where's the pen? I need to write it down.
There.
Yeah, I love Rain Country. She has such great information on stuff, like super knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So,
Freedom Acres is good.
yeah,
Um,
Alderman Farms, yes.
yeah. Homesteading Mama. Yep. Here's another one. Pure Living for Life. Keeping It Dutch. Arms Family Homestead. These are all channels I really enjoy watching and keeping up with. Now let's see if I can find a recipe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Just be a second. Sorry.
they have Recipe Archaeologists has some of like the funniest videos because, like I said, they try
The looks
everything
on
that
their
they
face
make.
are priceless.
Like the
Oh,
weird,
yeah.
what was it they made? Buttered lemonade,
Hot
buttered lemonade.
It has Fresca. as
It
the
has Fresca
primary-
in it,
and
so-
a Minute Maid.
They got a lot of these recipe books like that companies put out. I think I have some here. Hold on, where is it? My grandmother gave me some where they're little tiny. Yeah, like this one here, like Our Best Cookie Recipes. This one's from like the.
And it's cookie spelled wrong.
Yeah, cookie spelled wrong. It's Katie.
It
that
drives
annoys
Katie
her.
nuts.
It drives me nuts.
But this
Cowboy Kent Rollins. That sounds
is
interesting.
This one is from the Swift company that used to make shortening. So that's what this one's from. I also have one that was a
Alderman Farms, of course. Alderman Farms. There's too many to mention. I'm telling you.
Homesteading the Pioneer.
Appalachia Homestead.
Okay, so there's this one here that is from it says Our Lady of Mercy Hospital in Marymount, Ohio. Like this was a hospital, like Candy Striper book that they put out. My grandma gave me that one too, and then inside of it, it had this shoved in it, which is kind of cool. It was from some sort of magazine or something. So and it has like all sorts of little recipes in it. So those are the
Homesteading the
kind of
Pioneer
recipes
Way.
that they do on Recipe Archaeology. And like I said, they're super
Rain
fun.
Country. Yep.
Yes, love Rain
A lot
Country.
of them have to do with Jello.
Yes. What happened to the one that was I had one that was sandwiches. You remember that?
Will from the Weekend Homestead's good.
and
Yep.
I said I would make one.
Incredible Tiny Homes is good. Yep.
I'd make one recipe out of that sandwich book a week, and Max told me he was going to run away from home if I did that. So,
That's funny. I'm just reading off some of these that they Road to the Farm. All those are
that's
great.
a small one.
That looks terrible. That looks
That's
like it'd
that's
be
the
from an
that's
era,
the Pampered Chef one.
Yeah.
though. Is that?
Yeah. No, it's not this one. It's a small booklet.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim.
So
Very cool.
yeah.
So yeah, after 10 here, off to bed for us. Have a good night, everyone. Well, good night,
Okay.
Alicia. Thanks for the fundamental home. Yep, that's a good one. We're about to sign off too
Yeah,
because it's
we're-
getting late and I've got to get up at 5:30 in the morning
Yeah,
for work.
he does.
But I'm enjoying my new job. Can I be a quick? Let me read this. Kevin, he's a wagon cook. He goes on cattle drives as the cook. Oh, that's so
Oh, it's
cool.
one of those. It's
He
one of those.
also does some work in Branson. That's very
Sorry.
cool. Trucking it up. I
Here's
want to
that.
get that down. Let me write that down real quick.
Right.
Oh, here it is, the
Cowboy.
Cardinal break
There's going to be
sandwich.
several things going on right now, folks, so try to bear with
Sorry,
us.
we're-
They're
there's a-
doing their thing, and I'm going to write this down
All right,
from trucking
here,
it up
here's
real
one.
quick.
All right, so here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So I'm gonna cover that because that has my grandma's name on it. but it is this sandwich book from the Cardinal Bread Company. Like that one was pretty awesome because they had, let's see, what was it? Let's see, where was it? There was one in here that was just sounded completely vile.
Trucking it up, thank you.
So
I wrote that down. I got it.
See.
I'll check that out later.
I forget what it was. Oh, what was it? The children's sandwich. It's stewed prunes and raisins in it.
Ew.
Rosalie has to be up by 3 a.m.
So,
Rosalie,
yeah.
you have me beat.
So there, yeah.
What's no?
Um,
That's not a sandwich. That's
Evening
just
card
a
party
wannabe-
sandwich. It looks like a sandwich that they made a cake out of.
That looks like a wannabe cake.
So yeah, my grandmother gave me this, and I thought it was funny. And like I said, I told the boys that I would, make one of these sandwiches. And after they read them, yeah, Max was like, "Do you want me to run away from home?" But
Lucas the Spider.
Yeah.
We'll check that out.
and then what was this one in here is.
We have a couple of them that actually.
This
look like
one is from the
ones.
Department of Agriculture, and this one it was when Ralph Harvey was the congressman for the 10th district of Indiana. So that's a while ago. So I think that this was from the 50s. So
Wow.
Look,
That's a lot of them.
yeah.
that looks old.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, the old Better Homes and Gardens.
Oh, yeah.
I've got several of these older cookbooks, and I don't want to steal their thunder,
I'm
but
I'm dropping everything.
yeah.
Okay, let's switch gears here a little
Yeah,
bit. We don't need
sorry.
to bring out every cookbook. We'll do that in another show.
Yeah.
But what I did want to do is do a quick, hey, here's the job thing. It's going really well. This is the last week I'll be with the church, and they're going to give us a going away party, and it'll be really sweet. But we're going to be moving into a permanent, not a permanent, but a new normal. Getting the Thrive Life business going, the Goin Batty company going, and doing some of that to focus on that stuff. So be praying for us as we kind of move into that.
Rosalie, yes. If you want to get rid of old cookbooks,
Send
you
them-
can totally send them
send
to
them
me.
to her.
And if you have things like these, like I would love to have those. Those are awesome, just for the giggle value of it.
Yes. Just to see what people would do.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me pray for us real quick. That's kind of a thing we do before we sign off. And I just want to thank you guys for joining us. We are so grateful for our online Goin Batty community. Check us out. We have a brand new Twitter feed. We also have Facebook and Instagram. We'd love for you to check
Twitter
us
is
out
hidden
there.
because I don't know how to use Twitter.
Um,
I do Instagram, but I'm not very good with Twitter. So
Yeah, so just let's pray and we'll
Okay.
just call it a night, okay? Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege it is to be in an amazing community of people who teach us every day the things that we're learning about our garden, about homesteading, and all these different things. Father, we pray that you'd bless every single person in this feed and everybody watching on the rewind. And we thank you for the blessings you give us this day. In your son's precious name, amen.
Amen.
All right, guys, that's the show for tonight. Thank you. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the don't like button or
Do
keep
they
it to
have a don't
yourself.
like button?
The thumbs down button.
Just be nice.
You don't have to share that.
Yeah.
But also, the way that this thing works is if you guys share with your friends. So if you would share our channel with your friends and spread the word, we'd love to grow our channel. We'd really appreciate it if you guys would tell your friends about the Goin Batty channel. And we're going to be here for a Friday night freestyle where our ADD is just going to run amok.
I should make biscuits for our Friday night
Yes.
freestyle.
Yes. I heard
That'll be
biscuits
quite-
and I'm just like, yes.
And I will come up with something extraordinary to distract her with. It'll be wonderful. We can open up some of that jam and jelly and start eating them on the biscuits. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Well,
saying?
no, we have
No,
to
we
eat
have to
the
eat
apple
up
butter
the-
first. So
Cheese pad.
we have apple butter that has to be eaten up first.
So we'll have apple butter on it.
I never eat apple butter. I
And you
don't
can
eat
have
apple butter.
and you can have your grape jelly.
I know.
that's your grape jelly.
I have grape jelly in there too.
Yeah.
Welch's grape jelly. I like
Oh.
Welch's grape jelly. There, I admitted it. I like Welch's grape jelly.
What's wrong with you?
I'm a normal person. I like it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. You guys are amazing. And as always,
More updates as we go.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Beep.